what this course actually was about to deliver to us as outcomes. Here, I'm gonna just summarize that. Brief and similarly, actually, you have the chance to refer to the book and the chapters accordingly. And if you have any questions later on, you may interact. So I was saying that the security we were tackling to secure a project based on the use of database-based project. There are units. We started by defining the interfaces and the APIs we can utilize to get connected to a database. So the first security we defined at that time, and due to this unit only, it was the architectural approach or architectural design via which we segregate the entities and the objects where the data reside from the end user, the consumer. We have seen an architecture based on 4 layers: the server, the DBMS, the schema, and another the object. There are other definitions through this unit where we define the user-defined types and the table, let's say, valued parameters and things like that, via which we can eliminate the direct use of DBMS components, let's say, or elements. In conclusion, this unit it was tackling the physical security, via which we see a scenario that helps us to segregate, to subdivide, to eliminate, and to lessen the distance in between the end user and the data source. Right after this unit, actually, and from within the second unit, we were able to see a technology that the Microsoft has brought to life, which is the transactional SQL or the T-SQL, via which we see a specific way how to implement SQL-based requests. We built scenarios via which we use this specific tool to enhance the SQL-based requests. The T-SQL, it's a scenario, it's a way, it's a methodology, it's a customized way to send or retrieve the data from the data source using the SQL only. Full stop. It is the summary of what is the transactional SQL. Briefly, this was the unit 2, and through which actually we saw the different analytical tools. Amongst of them, the lead and the lag, which we may use to forecast what can be a foreseen value to make actually any regression, things like that. Yes, and you saw the lag actually, which can be utilized to retrieve former values for comparison purposes, for analysis purposes, and analytics purposes. Right after we passed to the unit number 3, where we were able to define the stored procedures. And this is actually a scenario which we implement a solution and we save it, whether from within the API or from within the DBMS body. If we are talking about the stored procedure to be stored in an API like the Visual Studio, SSMS, or whomever, we are talking about a stored procedure simply. If we were able actually to store the stored procedure from within the DBMS body, we are talking about a runtime, let's say, procedure. It's a common language runtime. It's a CLR. It's a procedure that can be utilized from within the DBMS itself, and it can be compiled from interpreted and compiled from within the compiled actually from the DBMS body itself, and utilized from the DBMS body itself also. Any questions here, please, at this point? Regarding the SP, the stored procedures, or the SP CLRs, common language runtimes. Right after we passed to the unit number 4, which is this. Actually, those units actually they are all correlated, and they are actually helping us to go deep and deep in the context of securing database-based projects. Yes, we are talking about the Microsoft environment, but rules and policies, they are valid with all. And you can remember, if you can remember very well, the property, the definition of new types and user types, we started with the Unit 1. They are also valid with other DBMSs other than the SQL Server. Oracle, we saw examples with the Oracle itself. Unit number 4, through which we are able to see properties and specificities via which we enhance the transactions that we build using the T-SQL to finalize a task, a project, a function, a call from within a project. The very famous ACID, atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability, those are the very famous four properties. More than that, we saw the transactions modes, and we saw the isolation levels through this unit only. Properties, modes, transactions modes, and isolation level or levels. Those are the outcomes of this unit number 4. Just right after, in the 5th unit, we were talking about the SQL Server Security, and we said that this is actually a digital security approach more than to be specific to the SQL Server itself. We saw a context of themes, which they are actually a first preview to secure the framework or the environment where the DBMS or the database-based project is working, is in action. More than that, we saw actually an approach via which we can secure the actions based on the tasks, if you can remember very well, through this unit only also, which is actually permissions model security, via which we see actually the peripheral to utilize the permissions to be assigned based on the actions. These are an access control list via which we can give or we can deny, award, deny, forbidden, or allow. Things like that. So the physical architecture is still persistent and is still in action. Here it is. Last unit, we were talking about the relational databases. We presented with that the XML as a feature. Relational is a common sense. It's a database definition. You have to recognize what the relational database can give us. We saw in the lab the context of the junctions. We saw good practice on that, the inner left, right, and full join. But besides of that, we saw the XML that the SQL Server can generate for us XML files, and we saw that we defined that they are actually a final view of the data, but in an XML format. It's like the HTML, similar, but to be generated by the SQL. And also this SQL Server can generate internally XML files and gives us a path for the XML. So it's a sort of manipulating data, but with enhanced security. So to give us a preview in a web browser using the XML, yes, that's good. What is the security? The security is that it can be generated and kept from within the DBMS body, and the DBMS gives us a path for this XML file. This is all what we saw so far. It's not all what this book covers for us, but so far, as per the semester we passed, this is the data, this is the knowledge we passed through, this is the knowledge we cultivated. So I give you the stage now to ask, to interact, to give your comments. And especially, I'd like to have questions from your side. So please, if you have any questions just now, raise them up. I'm here for you and with you.